For those of you who watched my last video, you will know that I am a frequenter of a certain big box store. And this week I had some dental work done. And I was availing myself of their in-store pharmacy. And while I was waiting for my prescription to be filled, I wandered back to the sporting goods department. And that's where I saw this. This is a Kershaw Camp Kit. And I remember seeing this before the holidays. And I believe it was on sale for $19, but it could have been $16. It doesn't matter because I was not willing to pay $16 for it, let alone $19. As a matter of fact, when they marked the price down on it to $13.88, I was not willing to pay $13.88. This wasn't worth it to me, and quite frankly, I didn't need anything in here that much. But today, well, not today because this is a couple days later, but the day I was in Wal-mart, oh, did I say that out loud? The day I was in the big box store, they had this in a half-off listed price bin. Well, I would pay $13.88, and I did. Like I said, it's a Kershaw Camp Kit. It comes with 3 items. It comes with the K tool, which is a tool in the shape of a K, a spoon fork, or a fork spoon, not a spork, I'm led to believe, and this knife. It is all in the package here, which I put it back in to preserve the illusion that I did not open this in the parking lot and play with the tools before I drove away. So let's get these out and look at them, okay? We have a knife. We have a spoon fork, or a fork spoon. And we have the K tool. All 3 are made out of steel. The spoon fork is made out of a 3CR13 steel with a bead blasted finish. It has an overall length of 4.5 inches. The K tool is made also in a 3CR13 steel with a bead blasted finish and an overall length of 4 inches. And I don't think that's 4 inches, but that's what the packaging says, and we always have to believe what the packaging tells us. The knife is a folding knife. It is model 1350. It is made out of a CR MOV bead blasted finish steel. It has a glass-filled nylon scales. It is a lock liner knife with a 3-inch blade, 4 inches overall. This is what you came for, but more on that later. The fork spoon, or should I say spoon fork, comes with a spoon, a fork, a clip, and a bottle opener. You can open bottles with the bottle opener. You can eat things with the spoon, and the fork and the clip is for clipping the spoon fork or the spork spoon onto a belt, a pack, whatever you would clip a spoon fork on. I'm kind of making fun of it, but I got to tell you, it's made of steel. It is well made. What I mean by well made is it is strong. I would imagine it would do all the things that a spoon fork would be required to do. I bet you could probably dig cat holes with this. It's well made. It's beveled. There's no burrs. There's no sharp edges. This would not hurt you or scrape you if you're using to eat or cut food. So, despite my levity, this is actually a useful spoon fork if you are in need of a fork spoon or a spoon fork. The K tool is also made of steel, magnetic. I checked it. It has a bottle opener. It has a lanyard loop for a keychain or a lanyard or a zipper pull, maybe, whatever you want to put a K tool on. It has 2 beveled edges, one here, one here. I would imagine this one would be better for prying, and I think this one might be better for crude cutting. You could open a box with that, I'm sure. They say this has a screwdriver function, but I can't imagine it functioning very well as a screwdriver because it would probably just bugger up the slot on your screws. But they say that. The truth is, this is mainly useful for putting on your keychain and taking places where you're not allowed to take a knife. I can actually see where this might be useful, but you know, I didn't buy this. I've not seen these for sale. I have seen these for sale individually online, and I think the list price is like $7. I think you could probably get it for a little bit less than that, but I paid about that for all three of these items, and I'm not unhappy with that. Although I don't know if I'll use it or not. The knife is what I came for. The reason I wanted this knife for the price is very simple. I don't like to be hassled carrying things. I don't carry a flashlight. I won't carry a large wallet. I won't carry a large cell phone. I just won't carry anything that's inconvenient to carry. I don't carry a large gun. I don't carry a lot of extra clips in my pocket. I pocket carry convenient items, and if a knife or anything else is not convenient, I'll just leave it at home. I had heard that this type of knife and other ones made by Kershaw are light, and that turns out to be true. This knife is rather exceedingly light. It is. I don't weigh knives. I don't do test cutting or weighings, but it's light. It's light enough to carry. It comes with a belt clip or a pocket clip that you can switch from side to side. I immediately took that off because I don't like pocket clips and I don't use them. But you could, like I said, reinstall it, take it off. This screw here are threaded on both sides. There's two holes, and you can switch it left, right, whatever. I just took it off, put it away. I won't use it. The knife is, like I said, exceedingly light. When I took it out of the package originally, it was not particularly sharp. But I was able to sharpen it quickly and, fairly easily using sandpaper and a leather strop. That's how I generally sharpen things. And it sharpened right up, which I was fearful of because I think this is some derivative of stainless steel. I'm not really sure. One of the things that I've seen looking online is there's a lot of questions about the steel used. People say, oh, it's too soft or whatever, but I think that it's actually a fine steel. It's a stainless steel, I believe. I could be wrong. But it sharpens pretty easily, and for stainless steel, that's a good thing, because I cannot stand sharpening stainless steel knives. I generally don't own them for that reason. But this one sharpened up nicely, and I think sometimes people expect too much out of a knife. If it cuts and doesn't break and isn't brittle, I think that if you have to sharpen it a little more often, that's fine. Our ancestors made do with bronze, and we can make do with a little bit softer still than what we want. I like the blade shape. I like a spear point better, but this is not too bad. It's a very useful blade. It's not too gaudy. It's not too gimmicky. I hate gimmicky. The handle's comfortable for me. I had never owned a knife with this particular type of assisted opening. I just don't, like I said, go too much into novelty, but that works pretty well. I'm not unhappy with that. Although I will tell you, if you're sitting in the same room doing that while your wife is watching Downton Abbey and you keep doing this, she might threaten to throw your knife away. So I would recommend not doing that. One of the things I noticed and I was grateful for is the fact that it's not loose. There's no wiggle in the joint, which I think is a good thing. The liner lock works properly. I have really so far nothing bad to say about this knife. It's made in China. All these things are made in China. That's not a ding. The Chinese are perfectly capable of making useful tools. They don't always, but no one always does these things. I just don't have the phobia of buying Chinese. I prefer to buy American or something like that, but just because it's made in China is not necessarily saying that it's crap. Like I said, this knife seems okay. I think it'll do what I bought it for, which is I'll open boxes with this occasionally, maybe cut some string, possibly even cut up an apple. It's a pocket knife. I'm not going to be batoning with it, I hope. I'm not going to be prying with it, I hope. As a matter of fact, if I was going to pry, I've got a K-tool for that. It's a knife. I think if you were in the market for a lightweight, inexpensive knife, and when I mean inexpensive, I mean if you were willing to pay $12 for this, $13, I think you'd be getting a good bargain. For what I paid for it, I'm very happy because it's a quality knife. I've never owned a Kershaw knife before, and I'm happy with this one. And if they're more expensive models or better knives, then I think you would do well owning them. Like I said, if If you're in the model for an inexpensive knife, this is an inexpensive knife. Have fun, y'all.